Have you ever wondered what your neighbor is doing when they go outside dressed like an astronaut and mess with those weird boxes? Well, your neighbor is a beekeeper, and they're doing a very important job. Those boxes are bee boxes, and the spacesuit, that's a beekeeping suit. Your neighbor wears this so they don't get stung. But why would your neighbor keep bees if they have to worry about being stung? It's well known that honeybees are pollinators, but what does that mean? Well, bees take little grains of pollen from the flower of one plant to another. This fertilizes the plant, which allows it to develop seeds and produce fruit. Without pollination, plants wouldn't be able to reproduce and grow. Bees are responsible for 30% of the world's food production, and 90% of wild plants rely on bees to survive. Have you noticed your garden looks fuller and your tomatoes are bigger than ever? You can thank your neighbor for that. Just one beehive increases the number of flowers in gardens for up to 2 miles around the hive. Because bees gather nectar and pollen for miles around, they spread diversity and sustainability throughout the ecosystem. By now, you're probably thinking, okay, bees are important, but are there plenty of bees in the wild? There are 8 bee species on the endangered list, and while honeybees aren't, they're not far off. There's been an alarming increase of colony collapse disorder. This is when the worker bees in a hive disappear. Because the queen needs the nectar from the worker bees to nurse the new ones, the entire colony collapses and dies out. One of the biggest causes of colony collapse disorder is pesticides. When one bee pollinates a plant sprayed with pesticides, it can contaminate and poison other bees. So, how can you help save the bees? Maybe you're not ready to become a full-blown beekeeper, but there are many ways you can help. Avoid using pesticides, plant flowers, and let wildflowers grow. And buy local raw honey whenever you can. Raw honey comes straight from local hardworking beekeepers. This puts the money in the hands of people who treat their bees well, as opposed to big honey. Go talk to your neighbor next time they're out. Not only will you make a new friend, but you can get delicious honey and help keep our buzzy bees safe.